Okay, I'm back again today with a daily reading. Actually, I already started doing my reading, but I was having microphone issues. Anyway, back to my DruidCraft, and what I got for the day is I have the Wheel of Fortune here, and it's reversed. Okay, central card here, I have the Four of Cups. It's reversed also. And I have the Queen of Pentacles. Three reversals for the day. So basically, what I'm feeling more with anything is kind of delays, things being held back. A lot of times, that's the deal with reversals. Um, I don't always read them that way, but that's what I'm feeling. What I happen to be, feeling with the overall. I mean, I've got three reversals, even though the central card is um, good for me when it comes up reverse there. But it just seems like maybe things are kind of stagnant. That's kind of my feeling that I get with this. And overall, I've got the wheel here, number 10 and a 4. And I don't count my court cards when I do readings. I don't put a number on them, especially because of the fact that the queens and kings are people. I know it really doesn't matter. That's my preference. I did have somebody ask here a couple days ago about that. If I use the court cards, not with my daily readings with the numbers. Now, as far as timing goes, I do, because it gives some of an overlap, so you can get timing down if you take a deck and you set it. The pages being number 11, of course, knights 12, queens 13, and kings 14. And this would be all dependent upon how you set it. I usually see fire as being a quicker energy, so I say that's days, and wand or swords being still a quick energy but more in weeks. I associate water with the moon, so I say months with water, and pentacles is a lot slower energy, so it deals with years. But that's how I personally do it. Like I said, people ask me different questions about different things like that. When it comes to stuff like that, find a system that works well for you, because the fact that tarot is personal. Even though you learn things from other people and so forth, the more that you lay cards out and see how things are working for you, different decks will read different for you, because the fact that of how the images come off, such as right here. I'm using this deck right here. Really love this deck because it's big. I can see the pictures really well. There's a lot of detail in them, and I see things that seem to jump out with me really clear. I don't like a big deck. Shuffling, this one is pretty big, but I, I've just got a really strong connection with it. Feels good, as opposed to something, say, over here I've got the Deviant Moon. The Deviant Moon actually is like the most popular selling deck on the market now. I didn't realize how much this deck had taken off. I didn't get it till about a year ago. Actually, I got it as a Christmas present. Um, but the images, I get very, very accurate readings with this. Actually, I done my yearly last year with this deck, and it was right on the money for the year. Um, and so, but again, readings are always going to be different with different decks, because it's just the simple fact that of how uh, everything comes out for you. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I was working with my cartouche, and I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe, oh, I could do that and take a look at it. I'm really not in the mood. A lot of it because the deck itself is worth a lot, and I don't want to beat it up. And I don't know, just one of them things. I really like it, and I enjoy it and get into it every now and then. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into this reading. Overall, number 5. Number 5s are always a time of busyness. A lot of business, but good thing about a number 5 is usually at the end of the time period, if it's, you say, a personal year that you're in, with a five. And the reason how you would add that up would be you use your month, your day of birth, and the year. So if you're going to do a yearly, and you could also break that down into months and so forth. With I have done in the past. I don't do it anymore, but I do that because it gives me a really good outlook quickly on things. Anyway, such as mine, I was born November 11th, and this is 2012. Um, so I'm going to have 1111. Okay, there's four, and 2012. Uh, that was a 9 for the 2012. But now, because I'm moving into 2013 coming up, actually it's going to start with November. I'm moving. I'm back into a one, so a brand new start. Things coming to an end, a new start. Great, makes perfect sense with me. We just had a baby. He's a month old. It's a brand new life. Things started. So anyway, um, dailies I do the same. I just add up the cards and use that energy, and you can read that differently. A lot of people will read it with the attachment to the major arcana, which is excellent because it's the same energy. If I look at that and I say, okay, uh, the number five, I'm going to get a lot with the Hierophant, and there's going to be a lot of groups and so forth, or religious groups, so to speak, or some type of spiritual groups that I'm going to be connected with today. And that'll, if that's the way it comes to you, then use that. If you've studied a little numerology, which, I do suggest because it does help, this also helps too. Um, when it comes down to doing the readings, with trying to get yourself more. With me, I add everything up, even if it's a big spread, and it gives me a better outlook. And like the fives are going to be all about. There's a lot of significant changes that come with the number five. It's a time where there's a restlessness and possibly some travel, or some a need, a wanted to travel because of the restlessness that's going on. Now, the one thing, I have the wheel here, and this is reversed. And normally we take a trip on Saturday. And so normally when we do our shopping and so forth, but we actually done it last night, and this is reversed. So this is saying possibly um, uh, not making a trip, or if you do make a trip, because of the wheel I get with the wheels moving on a vehicle and so forth, that the trip is maybe not going to go so well. Okay, and that just hit me, especially with this being a number five, and short trips, because five is more of like a Mercury energy, so it deals with shorter trips. But anyway, there's possibly some new relationships that come about with this, and just a lot of busyness that goes on with the fives. There's a lot of things that fluctuate that go on with the fives. And, same with such as finances. Finances, with this right here. So I can say, okay, with this here, I know there's some kind of fluctuation in finances, but what stood out to me on the card was the rabbit. So the rabbit is going to indicate to me rabbits are very, very fertile. So immediately with that reverse, okay, there's infertility. There's going to be with this Queen of Pentacles, she's normally very, very patient. This is somebody around me, myself or somebody around me, very, very patient. And I'm going to probably say that, or impatient with this being reversed. Maybe um, a lot of times I get this with Michelle, because I personally associate this a lot with Virgo, and she happens to be a Virgo. And of course, the baby, he was, pretty good, but, getting tired and so forth. So there may be some impatience going on there. Um, Either way, that's just anyway, what I was saying with the five, usually all the hecticness and everything. See, the four is more of dealing with that father figure, that restriction, that order, and so forth. And the five comes about, and it's all about, oh, just get out and go. You're released from that energy, and everything gets scattered and going everywhere. Um, but usually, by the time it's all said and done, by the end of that time period, um, because all the work that's been done and so forth, it seems to be some kind of an opportunity that opens up from all the hecticness and the craziness that has went on. But there's a lot of variety and stuff that goes on with five. Okay, and the first here, like I said, I have the wheel, Unfortunately, now we may have to make a trip. Possibly we may just hold that off because of the simple fact that it is reversed, and with it being a five, there's a hecticness moving around and so forth, and it is holiday season, so you've got a lot of that going on. There's going to be not going so well because of that. Especially with this sitting beside a card here of it's reversed. That's normally about boredom, and this is getting out and going. Possibility wanting to get out and go and so forth, but overall, it's saying things don't really go well. So it's probably not a good idea for travel for the day. Um, but basically, when this is reversed, this is a downturn of events. Everything works in cycles. You got up cycles and you have down cycles. Um, and basically, things that go up, they have to go down. That's how everything works, how energy works, how everything universe works. So um, maybe some difficulties, maybe some bad luck that comes up for you or somebody around you. Um, there seems to be maybe a turn for the worse for somebody, or some unexpected setbacks, things that you weren't expecting that come up, or there's always some kind of deterioration. Instead of the things growing, things are kind of deteriorating and go so forth. So definitely that going on right there. Usually it's something that's unexpected, especially with a five, that quick energy that's going on. So it's going to be something that's going to be unexpected, turn for the worse for, again, either you or somebody around you for the day. And the things you're hoping for and you're wishing for, they go unfulfilled for the day. So, that's just something. Things don't go so great, and this is definitely going to have a major effect for later on because of the fact that it is a major card. So this is a major turn of energy shift. Something I haven't seen in a while. This is let me know I'm moving into a new energy pattern in life. Okay, the Four of Cups is reversed there. Four of Cups reversed is actually, that's a good thing, and that's also the fact that it is the central card. The central card is very significant for me personally, but when this comes up reversed, uh, there's a. This is all about letting me know that it's time to things that maybe you've been bored with or you haven't been paying attention to. Even though you got all this stuff that's going on with these different cups here, that um, you haven't been focusing on something. And I'm getting an image here that is standing out to me, and for some reason this looks like a person maybe laying down. Maybe there's somebody that's been ill or sick is what I'm picking up, even though there's no sword showing here. It doesn't matter. The image is kind of coming to me as if somebody's laying down, they have their arm up. Would be the rib cage, and there's a cup sitting right beside this. So this is possibly somebody, and normally this doesn't go with this card. Normally this will go with a Four of Swords, but so possibly maybe it's a depression type situation that's had this person down, and they're coming up. This is what's coming to me with this. Somebody who maybe that you know of has been in a depressive type situation is finally flipping around and coming back out and emotionally starting to feel better. Okay, I think I know who this is and what's going on here and who that person is. I can't really see or get a face, and it's kind of like their arm was over their face. So that's what I'm getting with this right here. Okay, just the intuition rolling there. So now I think I know what's going on. There's the depression type deal, and somebody come out and also deals with cups. So cups could deal with drinking or alcohol, and I have a connection here that I'm getting with that. And that number five of mingling around with other people. Okay, I've got that. Such as different friends or whatever. I understand, but no. Okay, the Four of Cups reversed. Again, like I said, it's all about coming back out, coming out of a shell that you've been in. A lot of people that's been in that type of a shell, and so discontentment and so forth that's over with, and that's what I'm picking up with that when I'm seeing that. So I'm getting a person with that. There's also a renewal and type of relationship. So if there's different qualities in the type of relationship, this is a very, very important issue. Because it is the central card, but it's no longer in a rut. You're getting up, you're getting out. Boom! I know who this is. I'm almost positive of it. where I am. So anyway, over to the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles here is reversed, and I got the rabbit that stood out. The rabbit's about fertility and about things growing and so forth. And there is what first popped up me when I laid this card down was all about um, lack of patience. And this Queen of Pentacles, when it's reversed, that's definitely what it is. There's definitely a lack of patience when this Queen of Pentacles shows up reversed. There's also something about greed. Okay, the infertility that shows up here. There's a deal with greed that goes on. Um, because again, like I said, that's what stood out to me. And this woman is normally very practical, takes care of business, and so forth. But this is a brooding. I get brooding comes to me. So this is again somebody maybe sitting and they think and they worry too much about stuff, either myself or others around me. But there's not using common sense is a very common thing that comes up with this too. Um, Somebody basically who wants I'm going to say a sense of entitlement, uh, to be more than what they are, and they're going to push and force to try to make that happen, even though they don't have it. They want that red standing out to me. So it's that aggressive ego. Look at me. This is what I am. I want attention for being somebody who has wealth and so forth. They're not really connecting with their spiritual side. They're more about the ego and so forth. And that is a very, very strong connection that's going on with that. And now all of a sudden something jumped out with red hair. So, you know, uh, something very, very strong. But anyway, it's somebody that's very, honestly, they're unhappy and they're causing problems for you or for others around you. And it's just simply because of the fact that they're unhappy with themselves. They, with that reverse, they want to be more. They want more. I want more. I'm greedy. I want to have more money. I want. And they're not connecting with their spiritual self. And this is the reason that they're doing this. Yeah, so this is saying, they're always concerned with the outer appearance instead of worrying about the inner connection. So this person is going to have issues. You're going to hear about them or so forth. At first, I was getting, maybe a little impatience, and Michelle could be impatient with somebody else connected with this. Could be the deal. So that's going to be my reading for the day. I know I went a little long on this, but I hope people do check these out, and it does help. And everybody have a great day. If possible, I'll get back to getting in some spreads and stuff that I've been promising. There's tons of them, or maybe point some people toward direction for some spreads. But I do like to do them for myself because it does help you see how the cards are working when you have actual positions set up instead of just the running cards. I really love after I do a spread for somebody, uh, and they have more questions, just to start laying the cards out, boom, 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 and then running the spread. That works very, very well for me. But that's me personally. Like I said, tarot is personal. It's for you. It's what works for you. So, and if people have things that work for them and so forth, please feel free to post in your comments, post your ideas, things that work well for you. There's somebody, it may very well help me, and it may very well be others out there. That's something that you post, it helps them with their reading and grasp of something that maybe they're not getting, or that works really well with them. So please feel free to make your posts and stuff, and making comments on the cards. I made this basically for as a community thing. It's not all about me. This is a personal thing of doing the readings every day and what I do for myself. But it's all about a community type deal. Everybody can help each other by posting their own comments. And it doesn't matter if it's a good or a negative comment saying, well, I don't think you're right on that. Well, that's perfectly fine too. That's your opinion, and it's more than welcome. Maybe it's something that'll help me. So I appreciate it. Thank you for those who do watch it. I will be back.